Cavs' unsung heroes, key players to watch against the Pacers. Cleveland, Ohio. As the Cavaliers gear up to face the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Semifinals, all eyes are on the star players. But let's not forget the unsung heroes, the role players, who could very well tip the scales in this series. In a recent episode of the Wine and Gold Talk podcast, the discussion centered around which supporting cast members might emerge as game changers in this high-stakes matchup. When the topic of crucial players beyond the superstar Donovan Mitchell came up, Chris Fedor made a strong case for Evan Mobley. The young star, who recently snagged the Defensive Player of the Year title, is set to face some unique challenges against Indiana's offensive strategies. I lean towards Evan Mobley here because there will be times in this series where he's the only big on the floor, Fedor explained. While the Cavs can exploit Indiana by playing two bigs, it might be tough for Kenny to stick with that consistently. Mobley's role will be pivotal on both ends of the court. He'll need to contain the talented Pascal Siakam defensively while also taking advantage of mismatches on offense, especially when Miles Turner is off the floor. Jimmy Watkins pointed out the opportunities that arise when Turner is sidelined. When Miles Turner is out, we're looking at guys like Thomas Bryant, who isn't exactly known for his defensive prowess. But Mobley isn't the only player who could swing the series in Cleveland's favor. The podcast also highlighted DeAndre Hunter, whose recent performances against Miami could be crucial against Indiana's spread offense. Ethan Sands emphasized Hunter's importance. For me, the key player is DeAndre Hunter. He needs to channel the version we saw in Games 3 and 4 against Miami, not the one from Game 1. He has to make his shots and be a defensive force. If Mobley is doing well against Siakam, Hunter might find himself matched up against Turner on the perimeter. The stats back up Hunter's significance. Fedor noted that when Mobley and Hunter shared the court against Miami, the Cavaliers boasted an impressive plus 31.2 net rating. This duo could provide the defensive flexibility needed to handle Indiana's multiple offensive threats while keeping the floor spaced for scoring opportunities. Dean Wade also emerged as a vital piece in the conversation, especially regarding his potential defensive matchup against Siakam. Dean Wade is a fascinating player in this series because he's well-suited to guard Pascal Siakam, Watkins said. His ability to make shots has never been more crucial than it will be in this matchup. Wade's shooting will be essential for creating space for Mitchell and others, while his defensive skills allow the Cavs to maintain size without sacrificing speed against Indiana's fast-paced game. The podcast discussion underscored how these role players will be instrumental in helping Cleveland uphold their defensive identity while adapting to the Pacers' up-tempo style. Fedor stressed the importance of this balance. The Cavs need to find a way to manage Indiana's speed without getting caught up in it. This strategic challenge goes beyond individual matchups. It also involves experimenting with different lineup combinations. Head coach Kenny Atkinson is likely to test various groupings throughout the series, potentially featuring Mobley as the lone big alongside Hunter, Wade, and sharpshooting guards to slow down Indiana's offensive onslaught. For more insights, check out this week's podcast episode here. Podcast link, https://open.spotify.com/show/533CSEUAK6N8I45mm50. Note, this article was inspired by discussions from the Cleveland Wine and Gold Talk podcast. If you purchase a product or register for an account through a link on our site, we may receive compensation. By using this site, you consent to our user agreement and agree that your interactions and personal information may be collected in accordance with our privacy policy.